Mm-hmm.
And so I've been following up with her. Uh, haven't gotten much luck, but still, I'm hoping one of those emails she'll respond and be like, okay.
Yes. I was gonna say I'm trying to record, although I know it told me my recording space was up and I didn't go delete anything, so I hope it will actually record. Can't tell if it is, but um, I'm the first to admit I think most of us all are challenged with this, getting people to join.
Hmm.
And I often get frustrated, or you can start to have self talk that I'm not good at this, that I'm not going to be able to do this. And I think a lot of us
Yep.
relate, including myself. I've said year after year, I mean, I always want annual sales award, but I really want annual mentor so
Mhm.
badly. And I've never even been close. But does that mean I can't do it? No, I know I can do it. I just haven't done it yet. And I've got to figure out some different behaviors. And that's what it's all
Yeah.
about. And so um, it's one of those things. Offering it through email or a text or whatever is good, but we have to think what would be better, like
Yeah.
who do we have the relationship with, who can we talk to, who is buying so much Scentsy that it just makes so much sense that they would at least do it for the discount or the
Mhm.
whatever, getting money back on their purchases, and showing them the math and getting comfortable with doing that where you don't feel like you're just pushing something on them because you're looking out for them.
Right.
And
Right.
that is something, it's like a mental block in my head that I've had a long time, even though I do know and believe 100% that Scentsy is a blessing, that even if you're not making giant bucks, you're getting things from Scentsy. People
Yeah.
get different things, right? My top things are I love having something of my own. I do love all the products and I use them. So I mean, why would I want to give my money to someone else to do it? But I get friendship from it. And that's something that a lot of people haven't experienced in other direct sell companies, or they don't even know they're missing it. They might just think, I don't want to be friends with people. I'm going to stay in my bubble. But when you find it, it becomes really special. And
Yeah.
so it's like, how do you share the things that it has meant to you? And how do you find the things that would mean something to them? Because it's a very personal thing. Hi, Melanie. You're the sweetest, you and Heather. Okay, y'all. Heather had told me she was going to come to the lemonade stand yesterday, and it didn't work out because of the time of mine. She had a commitment. And then she said, well, let me know if you do it again. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, we're doing it 2 to 4. And then I got locked in a restaurant because there was an active shooter like 200 yards away. It was very, very crazy. I mean, who could ever have known, right? So then I'm like, oh no, I need to tell her. And she's like, oh, we're halfway there. And Melanie was with her. Oh, so
It's
that was
okay.
the sweet.
We
I
were gonna
wish
surprise
I
you guys.
kept
I
those
had a
deep.
gift. I had a surprise for Kobe,
Oh,
but we'll get it. We'll get it to her.
well, that just means we have to get together again soon.
Absolutely. Hey everybody, it's my team.
Look at your team, rock stars. That's a lot of points for we're Gryffindor, right?
Yep.
I don't.
Oh
What
yeah.
are you? Are you Gryffindor? Everybody's Gryffindor.
Yes.
Yes, we need.
Oh
You
man, racking it
Right.
up.
We
I
have
love
been
it.
we have been behind too long.
Don't
yes.
tell them. I'm sure they're not watching. Take it down, Ravenclaw, right? That's awesome. I'm so glad you joined. I had planned to, I like to at least have an outline, an idea of what I'm doing, and be real honest, it didn't happen. We had a crazy weekend, and then I expected to have the time beforehand, and it didn't happen. But that's okay because I'm good at ad-libbing too, and you guys are awesome. So we were just talking, Melanie, about what we've been working on, what we're focusing on, and Leslie shared she's trying to up her recruiting game. And I think that we have an expert among us, and she should do the talking.
Who's
It's not
that?
me.
Uh,
That whole talk while ago.
No, it's all of it. I try to share. I seriously, when y'all say, like, I share it, like it's not even anything magic. I literally just send a message to somebody, and then they'll say yes. I don't. It's just personal. Like when I try to do anything live, like on my Facebook page or anything, it just doesn't work. And sometimes I just get discouraged from that. But I know people see it. But it's something about just doing it personally. And I know that
mm,
I made all of those samples. And I know last week I talked about samples, but I think I went overboard on Thursday night and I didn't go to bed until like 2. But it worked because every single person in my school got a whole sample kit, and it literally didn't cost me anything but maybe maybe $1 per person. But I made 75. And so every person from the cafeteria, everybody except bus drivers, and I'm going to do them next because I'm going to do like a cent circle. But everybody from cafeteria, custodian, every teacher, every aide, every auxiliary person got a packet with a sample and a product sheet and one of my little cards that I made on Canva and a postcard, and those worked well. So I have a raffle to do on Monday. So a lot of people say they're gonna, because people don't know addresses offhand. I don't know if it's just, I love knowing addresses, but they were like, I have to get the address from this person, because I said, if you submit an address with this postcard, then you get your raffle ticket back to me, and then I'll do a drawing after contract time, because I didn't want to tie it to school. So after contract time, I'm doing a raffle, and it's probably just going to be something Scentsy. I just have to figure out what it is. And I figure I can do that every week or every 2 weeks. And then I've also got some people who have businesses at school that don't promote it. And it was like, I should do something like this. I said, yeah, let's team up and we'll put a little goodie bag together. So that just got a lot of people interested. And that's how the lady that I got on yesterday came about, because she was just like, I knew you sold this, but this is some interesting stuff. And I've been smelling that same Jammy Time scent all day. That is wonderful. What does it come in? And then she came back later. And she was like, so how does selling Scentsy work for you all? Because I sell Mary Kay and it's not anything like this. And I feel like I always have to be made up to do it. And people don't believe that, it doesn't show, but your Scentsy is everywhere. And I was like, that's the point. I was like, you get 20% of what you sell every single time, no matter what. And I said, you can join for $99, or I can get you a kit for cheaper if that's not in your budget. And she left right there, but I can tell the wheels were turning. And so when I was closing my party, I literally sent her a message, and like 4 minutes later, she said, okay, I want the I think I told her $59. I told her I had it for $40. I said, I have a $40 kit. She said, I'll take it. So that means that literally is the story. And so I really know that scent sells. It's just finding the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this morning I had text Leslie and Shauna, and I had said, don't close a party without, because I remember that I keep listening to Miss Pitts Palmer, and she says, do not close these parties without getting your kit. It's just something for free. It doesn't hurt to ask. And I said that, and then maybe like 2 or 3 hours ago, she just posted a video that said just that. So it's just like, we have to do it. And even if it feels bad, like, you just have to do it. I don't like hearing no either, but the right person will say yes.
Yeah.
So
the difference between people who earn annual mentor and people who don't, there's several differences, but the people who are even eligible for it, and I guarantee the ones who actually get it, they talk to everyone. They do not prejudge. They do not think like, oh, I mean, maybe inside a little bit at first, they feel like all of us, and they're thinking, oh, I don't want to ask. I don't want them to feel that I'm obnoxious. I don't want them to feel like I'm bugging them. They have all those fears. They won't reply, all the same fears that we have. The difference between the people who just do it is they finally said, okay, so what? I'm going to just do it because I know what I have to offer. I know what this can be for them. And it can be 5,000 different things. It's not going to be exactly the same for me as it is for Leslie or Michelle or whatever, but there are going to be things that are going to be in common. And that's where we create the sisterhood, where you find out the things you didn't even know you were missing and that you're thankful for. And that you just have someone who's like, you can do this. And I can be real with you guys and authentic, because that's the word I heard about your new person. She felt like with Mary Kay, you have to be made up, and that's maybe not her authentic self all the time.
exactly.
Scentsy is the most authentic company I've ever seen.
Heather's husband just called us the Avon ladies. I was like, nope, we're not Avon ladies, because we don't have to dress up. We don't have to
all the time.
Yes, I was. Yeah,
He's like, oh, Avon boxes are coming. It's a joke, but whenever he says it, I always end up getting a sell, because somebody's like, oh, you sell Avon? No, I don't. I sell this.
That's funny. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Well, somebody I was going to say might be helpful, because I really do think where your attention is where things are going to happen. And, I've always had my attention on being a really great salesperson. I didn't want to ever call myself a salesperson for a long time, but I liked the sales awards because I found it easy. I found that people like to buy the stuff. But the problem was I was so effective that I made it look hard, or people said, you are I just want to buy from you. It's so easy. It's so easy to buy it from you. I don't want to do the work. I just like to buy it from you. So it's really important to make sure that what we're focusing on is team building. If we're focusing on team building, we're going to make a big turnaround. The thing that always gets me, especially because most of us have done this a long time, Heather is probably the newest person, I think, but a lot of us have done this a really long time, and none of us yet have had a robust, thriving team. Obviously, as a director at this point, we've hit director 12 months in a row. So the team is doing really well. It's a huge blessing thanks to you guys and all the work you've been doing. I'm super thankful because we were only hitting it 3 or 4 months a year before this last year. And so that's a huge step up. But I've been doing this so long, I would like to consider my robust team that I have 4 and 5 directors, and so that you have thriving teams and your paychecks have accelerated and you're getting the blessings and sharing the blessings with others. So anyway, none of us are at that point yet, because it doesn't mean it can't happen, and it could happen very quickly. And I think sometimes when it has been 5, 6, 8, 10, almost 12 years and it hasn't happened, it can be really disheartening. I didn't prepare this story, but I think I can at least do it justice, I hope. There was a talk that I heard, and it was about some prisoners of war. And it was about their outlook, and the ones that didn't really thrive or make it, they were the optimists. Do you know why that would be? Because they were always saying, we're going to get out next week. 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 And it wasn't necessarily a pessimist that did so well. It was the realist. I'm here, so I'm going to figure out how to be good here. I'm going to be good right now. I'm going to figure out how to thrive where I am. And I feel like sometimes with the team, I have done like, okay, I just need to do this and it's going to be great. And then it doesn't happen. And the wind goes out of your sails a little bit, right? Because that's human nature. I'm going to earn this incentive. I'm so close. I didn't earn it. Oh, see, I'm terrible at it. And you tell yourself that story that you're not good at something because you feel like you have evidence that proves it. But what we really should do is simplify. We have a simple thing we're doing here. We love the products, most of us. There may be some anomaly who's like, I don't even like scents, but I'm selling it. That's very rare, but I have heard of some people. But we love the products. I believe most of us that are in the know believe in Heidi and Orville and believe in what they do and how they make things right, how they love their customers, how they take good care with warranties. And we love the company. We have that. But I think what holds a lot of us back is that we have told ourselves a different story. We were like, okay, I've got a new recruit even. Like you get a new recruit, this is going to be it. It's going to turn everything around. And then they don't do anything with the opportunity. Or like some of us, Melanie, she recruits a ton of people and very few are doing much with it. And that can be disheartening, right? The key to it is to say, okay, this may not be the person, but I've done it. I've done what I can. It's a lot to bring a biblical principle in. I mean, we're, planting the seeds. It's not up for us to water it. We can nurture, we can help, but I mean, we should, I believe, I'm going to preach a minute, but I do believe we should be praying about it and that we know that in his time, it's going to happen. And if we just keep focusing and helping each other decide like, what's the thing we should focus on this week? And we know it's about sharing the business opportunity. And the reason that is because that's where things turn around. And a lot of people are like, I don't want to build a team. It makes me feel uncomfortable, or I don't want to be a leader. You don't have to be like a crazy fancy leader. You do it however is right for you. All you have to do is be someone that shares and supports. If you can be that kind of human, you're a leader. All you have to do, you can even be a leader when you're first brand new. In fact, I'm sorry, that light's really bad. That's better. You really should just be the kind of leader who even says at the beginning, hey, come do this with me. I don't know everything, but I know people who know, and we can figure it out together. And if that's your mindset, whether it's day one actually, or it's 6, 8, 10 years later, and you're like, okay, new day one, and I'm going to focus on team building. And y'all, I'm totally talking to myself. I'm not sitting here pretending I have the key, because I don't. But I do know that we can do this. And I know that we're all amazing human beings with really great things to share. And I'm really proud of you. So real quick, can you remember, Leslie, why you joined and share that with us?
Sure. It was right after Melanie came back from Texas. I think I joined, a month or 2 after you did, Melanie. But she shared the product with me, and I loved candles anyway, but
Okay.
when she shared the candles with me, and it's just something about scents that I really love, and she was so enthusiastic about it, and I caught the fever, and I was like, if I don't do anything but buy it just so I can have the product, then I'm good with that. So
Okay.
that was basically it.
That's awesome. I love everything you just said. It was at the beginning. Melanie didn't wait around. She wasn't like, oh no. She just was like, hey, let's do this. And I'm going to be real honest. I think you all know I love all of you so much. I love that y'all, especially some of you that have come back, some of you that have been there from the beginning. I love that you stay. I hope this is sticky. You know, they say make your business sticky. I hope that you just don't want to leave it. And even because there's going to be times where sales aren't fantastic, or man, that recruit didn't do anything, or I can't get anyone to join right now, or I missed the incentive. There's going to be disappointments. That's life. But that stickiness, and if you can create that with the people that you are, you know, joining your force, right? Your force together, that makes a lot of difference. And I'm thankful that you guys have been sticky and stuck around, and that makes it special for me, because I've had moments of real discouragement too. I'll try to always, I've even told Ben, there's been probably 3 times in my almost 12 years, should I still do this? Like, I don't know. All of us get discouraged. I try not to let it show. Michelle might be the only one that I've kind of confided in at points about that. But because ultimately I could not imagine walking away. I couldn't imagine someone being like, I need Scentsy, and me going like, I don't do that anymore. I just couldn't. I couldn't not be a Scentsy person. So I have had times where I've thought, what am I disappointed about? Ben is really helpful. He said, why did you start this anyway? I think it's good to remember why you started. Well, I needed some extra money. We were, you know, going from my teacher salary to nothing. And you think teachers don't make anything until you don't even have that. And you're like, oh man, stay-at-home moms really don't make anything. But I was like, oh, we got to make up this couple $1,000. You know, it wasn't much, but it was. We gave up a car. We did things to sacrifice so I could be home with the children. And I also went from I ran a band program. I taught 6th, 7th, 8th grade. I'm a type A, and I didn't have anything of my own except this little child who I loved with all my heart, but he was running the show. And I was like, oh, I'm losing my sanity. And so like, I needed that. And I remember thinking, well, I could maybe make something, but even if I don't, I love the stuff, I'll get a discount. And that was really why I started. And as I started, like, it fed my soul. Like, I love setting up for parties. I liked having a crafty activity with my business. I liked visiting and having people come in my life. So my things that I didn't expect started blessing me, and I started liking. So Ben just would ask me when these moments of kind of like discouragement, a little bit of discouragement, he would say, well, why'd you start? I'd reflect on that. Do you still feel that way? I actually do still feel that way. Well, then why are you unhappy? Why do you not want to do it? Because I'm not a superstar director yet, because I didn't earn the trip, because he's like, okay, but what do you get out of it? And when you can do that and focus on the blessings instead of the bummers, then you do a lot better. And like I said, it's never too late to just turn it around, but having a realistic view. If you've never been a person who's recruited 14 people in a year, can you do it in a year? Yes. Will you do it? Not likely, unless you change behaviors, right? So what are the behaviors that we all need to change for that to happen? I know for me, it's that fear of rejection, right? Change that. Just kind of get to where you're like, there's nothing to be upset about. Like if someone says no, it's just got to be like, okay, great, no worries. And you can even make jokes. I think sometimes I'll say, and it has to be your personality, but I'll talk to some of my good friends when I'm asking them to book a party, and I'll say something like, okay, best friend obligation. I need someone to do a party. Would you do it for me, please? Like, I need somebody to do a party. And just tell them, come on, I need you to do it. You can do that with your best friends. With a customer who's buying so much, you could say, listen, your order is $120. Let's just do a party. Here are my options, because you'll get a lot of it free. So you're looking out again for their interest. And you know who you can say different things to, but it's always having an approach. And with sharing the business opportunity, every person's going to be a little bit different. But if you can get over the fear of something terrible is going to happen if you ask, or they're going to think less of you, if you're doing it in a way that suits that person, the relationship's going to be fine. And if they reject you, they're not really rejecting you. It's just something not right for them right now. And all you have to really do is say, okay, great. And even you can make a little joke out of it. No worries, because I love you being my great customer, or that's okay, because I love when you come and shop with me. Or you just make it okay for them that they said no, because sometimes that leaves the door kind of cracked. Later, they're gonna be like, well, she wasn't a jerk about that, or she didn't act weird, or now it's not awkward between us. And I think that's a really good thing. Okay, Michelle, why did you start? And like, what, I mean, I've heard your story, but just give us a quick little clip.
Well, like Leslie said, I really loved candles. I was a big Yankee Candle person. My mom was a big Yankee Candle person. So anything that smells good attracts me anyway. And my mom actually is the one who had Scentsy wax in her house when I went to visit her, and I really liked it. I liked the concept, but I hadn't heard that much about it. Well, then she had a party, and she lives in Austin. My family's all in the Austin area. And I have been part of direct sales before, Tupperware, Avon. I know there's another one, and I never did really well. So I was skeptical, but I wanted it at a discount. I'm a big coupon discount person. I did not want to pay full price. And so when I went online to my mom's party, I mean, I was going to do a bundle anyway. I couldn't buy just one warmer. So I was going to spend $100 anyway. So I thought, okay, what's the worst that can happen? I'll get my starter kit, and I'll at least have all the scents that I can try. And if I do nothing, maybe I'll just make a little bit of money, and that'll be fine, and get a discount. So, and then I just loved it so much that, like Megan, I can't imagine. It's been 8 years now. And although I wish I had, was a SSD, I just love the community and the people I've met. And I can't imagine telling someone I don't do that anymore. Because you hear that a lot. So
yeah, you do. There's so many people who don't have a purse anymore because they've let it go. But I love that. So Michelle's story is no one talked her into it. She came to it on her own. And that happens sometimes too. But I do wonder if Michelle didn't get on a team that reached out and supported and kept her, if she'd still be here. I don't know. She might.
True.
She might. But that is an aspect of it, and that's good to hear. Man, I thought of something I was going to say. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So I have mentioned like being a little disappointed. I'm not a superstar director yet. Michelle just alluded to like, I'm not that. But I want to say right now, you all need to hear, and we hear this a lot. Comparison is definitely the thief of joy. We know that there are superstar directors that are unhappy with their business. And if you don't know that, it's true. And I don't say it to be ugly. I'm just saying the grass is not always greener. And a lot of them have gotten the title, but then people have fallen away and they're not really even getting paid at it. So then they feel unhappy because they're not getting paid at it. They have the title, but they're not there. So just thinking the title's going to make you happy. It's just like life, a new job's not always going to make you happy. Being thinner is not always going to make you happy. Things like that we think, oh, just a little more money, a paycheck increase is going to make me happy. We know that the core is you. And again, if you are a believer, that other things are what you need to be focusing on to be happy. But just to be happy where you are, do not compare yourself. Do not worry about it. Just do you and do your job, and bring your little chickens in and help them out. And, then you're a little happy. What is a group of chickens? I don't know. Little chickadee clump. I don't even know. All right. Heather, can you remind us, how did you start? Like, what made you start?
I did a party with Melanie, and she said, "Oh, come on, you can try it." And so I tried it, and
You were easy, huh? So
No,
you-
not
you
easy. It was not that easy. It was not. No, it was not. One of those ones. Like it's people out there like Heather who are very shy, don't want to try it. And so she was one of those ones, but it wasn't pressure. I never made her. Did that make you feel pressured?
On here, no, I'm just playing. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
No, but mom was like, no, I'm serious. And then she would just tell me like, I think I could because I have this person, this person, this person will buy my neighbors. But then she said yes. So yes.
Sometimes we say pressure, we're being funny, but you gave her the confidence. You told her, I believe in you. And that's a real key thing, because we think sometimes like, I will think of a person and think they'll never want to do this because they're shy or they don't put themselves out there, and I prejudge them and I think that. But what if what that person needs is me to say, I believe in you and I believe you can do this. Come do it with me. That's a whole different outlook right there. That is, people need that. And it's sincere. We know they can do it. You can do it whether you're shy or you're outgoing. You can do it whether you leave your house or you're stuck at home. You can do it whether you're able-bodied or impaired. Like there's no reason you can't do Cincy. People who are like, I never go anywhere, I'm stuck in the house. Great. We have everything online. People can direct shop. They can do an online party. There is no reason that should stop you from doing this, right? If you're a person who needs people, well, this business is for you. This is a people business. You're going to connect with new customers. They're going to become your friends. You're going to find those customers are going to turn into team members. Those team members are going to be your sisters and your brothers, like that's what people are missing. Not every person has the same things they're missing, but you got to figure it out and you've got to, tell them you believe in them and that this is why this would be a good fit for you. This is why I want you to do this with me. Not like I just need another person on my team, because that's obnoxious and that's never going to work and that's not right. Shauna, since you've popped on the screen, would you share why you joined and even why you came back would be awesome.
Well, actually, I did a basket party for Leslie.
Okay.
And so I distinctly remember my first fragrance was Skinny Dipping. And so I fell in love with the Skinny Dipping fragrance, and I actually had a little success with it. So I said I would, try it. I came back because Melanie and I would communicate about different things, and Leslie and I, Leslie and I always communicate. We work together, whatever. And Melanie was like, you should come back. And I was like, I've been thinking about that. And she said, well, think about it, and so I said, I'm coming back. And so that's why I'm back.
I'm so glad you're back. It's nice. It's like reunited. That's so good. Sometimes it's that simple. If you get a hostess to do it and then you just say, hey, this was successful. Let's do it some more. The hard part is when a party isn't successful. And then they're like, see, I knew I couldn't do this. So what would you do for someone who's been thinking of joining? They try a party, whatever type they try, and it's not successful. Anybody have any thoughts on a way to work through that?
Well, for me, I just would probably just, continue to encourage them.
Yeah.
Because there have been times when I've, been discouraged myself, but then I think about it, well, if nothing else, you can get these products for yourself and you still earn something on it. And so, I told Leslie just last week, I said, well, you know what, no matter what happens, I'm going to stay active, because there's a benefit from it. And then, sometimes you can use your products to introduce them to someone else. So I would tell someone who's doing a party, use your products to introduce it to someone else. Don't get discouraged because you don't know anybody's financial situation. But if they like it, they will not forget about it and they will not forget about you. And so when they're able, they will come back.
That's right. And sometimes it's just not a good time. I've told people all the time, listen, I've had dud parties. I've done elaborate stuff and nobody showed up. I will do it again later, even maybe a simpler attempt, and I have a great turnout. It can be because of payday. It can be because people just had 10,000 things. They couldn't fit it in. There's a million reasons. It could be people didn't want to get out in the rain. People, whatever. It was a beautiful day, so they were doing other things. There's just so many reasons. Basket parties can be hit or miss anyway. So I always tell people, hey, no worries. I have flops too. We'll just try to get in another month maybe. And then that makes them go, okay, it wasn't so bad. And it keeps the door open to the possibility. Some months are fantastic. Some months are a little more challenging. So we just have to know that it's not an excuse to not try, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be gangbusters all the time. And I think that's another thing. Is there room on our teams for hobbyists? Yeah. Let's say you have 50 people on your team. Likely you're going to have about 6 that do a lot, maybe 6. I'm not real good at math, but I'm just going to go with that. But you're going to have tons that hardly do anything. And you're going to have a few that put in their 200. But those 200s add up to help. So there's room 100% for hobbyists. And you never know when someone who's been doing it that way has a spark or has a need that changes their perspective. And they're like, you know what? I already have this business. I might as well make a go of it. We've all been there too. Some people get their fire back at different points. So that's a good thing. So I think I heard everyone's story, but some of the things I just said, looking for people who love candles and love scents. You be enthusiastic, so you're kind of contagious, right? You just hard to say no to. And none of you would ever be in this category, but there are people who are like, join my team, and then everything they post is negative and ugly. And I'm like, I don't even want to be your friend. Like, I mean, really, you're a bummer. Like, come on. You've got to be someone that attracts. Now, don't be fake, be your authentic self. But Orville always talks about this one, like everyone, this is so embarrassing. Everyone passes gas. But on your first date, you would not do that probably, right? It would probably be your last date. So there are things like you can be authentic, but you would still have some sense about what you do and allow yourself to do and share. Anyway, so that is a true thing to think about. You're not going to always maybe share all those things you would normally want to do because you never know who's looking, and you want to be someone that's attracting the kind of people you want in your life too. I mean, I would say if someone is being attracted to a bunch of negativity you're putting out there, then you're opening up your doors to a bunch of negativity. You're going to have problems. I feel confident enough to say this without knocking on the wood too hard, but I've been so thankful that the team has had such beautiful human beings on it, because that's what I care about. I mean, yes, I want us all to hit all the dreams and goals that we want, but I want good people. And so many people, when I first went to director boot camp years ago, there were people needing therapy sessions there because their teams were so horrible. Like their teams were infighting, their teams were petty, they were just ugly. And I was like a deer in headlights, like, what? Like, I can't even imagine that, because blessed, we've never had anything like that. So I'm thankful for that. And I think it's a part because all the people have been attracted in continue to do it in a really loving way, in a lovely way, in a way that attracts those kinds of people. So that's a good thing. Anyway, 10 recruiting conversations this week. I know I got a couple people who sent those in. So thank you. Thank you. It's not too late. I'm going to tally points probably pretty late tonight. So you still, when we get off this call, if you haven't accomplished that yet, just pull up Amy, text 10 customers that buy the most from you. Think of 10 people who you enjoy and you really like. Find someone who maybe seems like they're missing something in life. Find someone who's really charismatic and likes people. Find someone who had a job change, or, maybe their husband was laid off. Find someone who buys a lot from you, right? Like, just make your list. Check it twice. No, I'm just kidding. Get to just send them a little quip. Send them a voicemail. A little voice message. I tell you, first of all, I make so many typos when I text. I'm terrible. And I don't like having typos, but I'm fast. I'm like doing 10 things. I'm like, oh, I can't believe I just said that, right? Doing a voice one is good for that. Doing a voice one is just great because people hear you, and it's more of a connection. So I'm going to keep encouraging y'all to do some voice messages instead of doing the easier texted. Put yourself out there just a little. Be just a little brave. And it will really help, because if someone sends me a voice message and I listen, I'm going to at least text back, okay, thank you. If someone sends me something that looks like they sent it to 10 other people, even though they put my name, I'm going to be like, probably ignore it. I'm just telling you, that's me. Some people different. Some people are very polite, and anyone who messages them are going to message them back. Any of you guys that way? Like, no matter what they send you, you're going to leave. I figured. So I think that's a thing to think in mind, is you may feel like, why would someone ignore me or not reply back? Because your love language is, I'm a nice person. I'm going to send it back. I'm going to at least say, thanks for thinking of me, but not right now, or whatever. Some of us are like, I don't know how to say it nice, or I just want to ignore it. I'm a nice person too, but I don't want to tell them no. Oh, now it's 12 messages down. Oh, it's awkward to say anything now. There are people like that sometimes. Okay. So a voice message at least gives you a better chance. And like I said, they hear your heart and your inflection, and it was more personal. So keep encouraging the voice messages. When you're in person with someone, have that something to hand them about the business opportunity. Tell them about the kit, and just say, listen, I will not pressure you to make more of this, but look what you get. And I get to close it, and I have to find someone, or it just goes to waste. Can I sign you up for it? Would you like it? I would love for you to have it. Like, get just a little brave. It'll make all the difference when that's your focus, is trying to get something for them, looking out for them, wanting them to have more free product because they like it so much. So, any other thoughts about successful team building practices that you want to share? I know that what I want to focus on really soon is how to build successful teams once you have the people. But I feel like I've had that on my list for a while because I really want to keep brainstorming and working on that and sharing things about that. But we really need some people to do it. So we're going to put a little more time into this. Like, let's get to be the team that just shares and builds and gives that opportunity. That's what I want us to become. We're the party peeps. I should have named us like the team building peeps. I don't know. It's not as catchy, but not as good alliteration. Okay. I had kind of asked Melanie, to share a little bit about planning and how you are successful, but I never followed up with you. So would you like to do that next time? Okay, so
Please.
next week, let's plan on you sharing, how do you prioritize everything? I know you probably don't sleep a lot, and there's a lot of that too, but like, if you'll just show us some of the strategies you use, that'd be really great. Because I didn't do it at the beginning, let me at least read out who do some celebrations, because you guys are having a really good month. I'm thinking, what's wrong with me? My month is kind of not the best for once, but I'm proud of y'all, and that's good. Let's see. Let me do real fast. Can't get everything in. Our top people. I'm not going to read just active peeps this time. I'm going to read over 500. Well, no, then I feel mean. Okay, active peeps. Here we go. We're gonna do it. It's worth a celebration, right? Tracy Rowland, Shannon, Heather P, Shanna, Leslie, Amy, Tracy Murphy, Shauna, whoop, whoop. I didn't get out my disco ball, but that's okay. Roxanne, me, Beth, Anna, and now these are our over 500 people already at mid-month. Kara, Melanie, whoop, whoop, Heather S, Michelle, way to rock it, Morgan, and number one, drum roll, Heather W. I'm so proud of you. You're rocking it. And I heard you have a big goal. You want to get to 2,000 and get that bonus, right? You can do that. You can do that. She said it out loud. It has to happen now. Really, a lot of that is just saying, I want to do that. I don't want to lose that 5%. That 5% is awesome. Listen, I'm sitting here. I've had a lot of 2,000 months, and my month's slow, but what am I going to do about it? I've got almost 2 weeks. So let's do it. You know, I could still get to 2,000. I hate leaving money on the table. It stinks. So I'm really bad at reading chat, but I'll try to read some of that later. You guys are the best. I like it. I'm just not good. I cannot multitask when I'm talking. It doesn't happen. Okay, incentive. I want you guys to earn the incentive. And of course, team building is a big part of it. That's why we're focusing. I will take a screenshot a little bit later of that PRV, and anyone who has increased by the 200 or the whatever up to 500 that I said will get team points. You guys were very active on our team page this week, and I really appreciate it. Like, it's so fun that, first of all, I feel like, well, now I can go plan my week from my team page. I mean, my Cincy page, because I can just go copy a lot of that stuff and go put it in. That's a lot of content built in that we can use, which is fantastic. You can see which ones people really interacted with or liked and stuff. But it just feels good that we connect throughout the week and that we know we're all still alive and ticking. So I truly appreciate the contributions that y'all are taking the time to check in and do that. It means a lot. And in the next week or two, my plan is to up it somehow, make it even better. So we're going to keep thinking. Like, I would honestly love it. I know some people would be mortified by this because it's a personality thing, but I feel like if it became just the team culture and it's what we do, it would become less mortifying. But when someone joins to say, hey, we're going live to welcome our new team member, we're going to play like 5 questions, or we're going to tell her our 2 favorite tips, something that just became like a community thing and made it feel real special. Because I think it's great that we share a GIF or a GIF, whatever they are. I think it's great that we, say welcome, or, we're proud or whatever. That's great. It's so much better than not happening. But I really want to get to a point where our team is like, hey, you're here and we're here and let's go. So keep that in mind. that's kind of why I was asking you, Melanie, about your person. And I get that some people, it's just, I get it. So, but I just want to have like a birthday celebration each month, and I want us to have a Cineversary day, and like I want to see it become something we all look forward to, where it's not an overwhelming thing to do, but it just becomes fun. So we're making a lot of strides just by the connections and you guys showing up for Zooms, and I appreciate you so very much. So any thoughts, any questions, anything else y'all want to ask or talk about before we wrap up today? Okay, I love y'all. Thank you so much. Have a good week. Go get them. Make your combos happen.
Bye.
Talkie.
Bye, Megan.
Bye, lady.
Bye. Thank y'all.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.